Good morning. How are you? It's Caroline, Complete Fitness and Wellbeing, with your 5 moves in 5 minutes on this very wet and dark Friday morning. I hope you're well, and I hope wherever you are, the weather is being kind to you. Thinking about being outside and all the things we have to contend with, balance and strength feels quite apt this morning because we've got to be aware of our balance so our body can support us when it needs to in those sort of unforeseen circumstances. So 5 moves in 5 minutes today are from our balance and strength class every Friday at 8 o'clock. We have set moves that we do every week so we can work on that progression, see how things change, and also taking into account week to week, day to day, our balance can vary depending on what's going on, how we're feeling. So it's a nice part to have as one constant movement so we can see how that feels. I'm going to do everything today body weight because I've got to bring a weight here, but we can use some weights on some of the movements. So I'm going to do about 3 moves of our regular moves, a little bit of catch for some hand-eye coordination and balance, and then just a little bit of balance. It'll just bring it back to the basics of standing on one leg. How does that feel? If you're going to join in, please make sure you're feeling fit and well. You only do the movements that are suitable for you. If in doubt, leave it out. And with your balance, have something close by to hold on to it. The back of a chair, hand on the wall, whatever you need to feel safe and secure. And again, that is something, if you're just starting out, can progress as we move on, not using as much support as maybe we do when we start with. But without further ado, feet hip width apart first of all. We're going to tiptoe bend lower, on repeat, 45 seconds, off we go. So my feet are hip width apart. I'm feeling reasonably nice and tall. Up onto tiptoes, that could be enough. But maybe I can hinge at my hips, bend the knees, lower down. My toes and the balls of my feet are still staying on the ground. It's just the heels really lifting up and perhaps the arch you feel coming off the floor. So again, tiptoe, bend, lower, straighten, tiptoe, wobbling on tiptoe there. So again, take your time. And how often do we come up onto tiptoe throughout the day, whether it's to reach up for something, maybe it's part of an exercise, and pause. From here, we're going to reverse that. We're going to go into our sort of mini squat. So I'm sitting down almost, but not much. Then from here, I come up onto the balls of my feet. Toes are relaxed, but toes are on the floor. And then from here, I exhale to unhinge and come up to standing. So heels down, sit, onto your toes, balls of your feet, stand, and back down again. So just reversing that first movement. Feet are still hip width apart, which again helps with feeling balanced. But again, we are going to challenge that as well. Hands wherever they want to be, actually. Normally I'll be holding a weight. You could have your hands on your hips maybe. Again, whatever feels most natural. And again, having a focal point can really help with working on that balance. Brilliant. From here, we're going to change the movement. So as I said, we've just had our feet hip width apart, which helps us feel nice and stable. What happens when we can't have our feet hip width apart? We've got to walk along that curb, or we've got to change direction. So we're going to work on our heel to toe movement. Now I'm in socks, but generally bare feet, so I can feel the heel, feel the toe against each other. But again, if you've got shoes on, that's fine too. But notice again, my centre of mass now, it's very narrow rather than evenly spaced over my hips. I'm aiming not to look at the floor because if we're out and about, we might not be able to. We've got to keep an eye on what's going on around us. So even having a fixed focal point to start with while we're practicing, maybe at home, we're in a safe, clear space. As always, clear, safe space. But we could always progress that to be looking left and right. Lovely. And pause. Now from here, we're going to just go into a bit of catch. Now we could do this balancing on one leg, or just to start with, keep the feet on the floor. So we're working on our hand-eye coordination. Now we could do I think we'll do 5 on one side. So again, I've got to be looking around. Again, even with both feet on the floor, my body is moving. I can feel the difference. Oops. And my catch isn't that good. And then going to change that and do the other side. And again, notice maybe one side feels a little bit easier. I could bring my feet closer together, actually, not so wide apart. So again, that's going to be more challenging, even though both feet are on the floor. Maybe again, we could switch. How does that feel? Again, grip strength. The ability again to catch it, hold on to it, and pause. And during the class, again, we progress with that. We'll do that on one leg and we'd move into different positions. Now, last movement. Choose which leg. We're going to just stand on one foot. So my right foot's going to be my standing foot. Toes relaxed, long, but I can feel the ball of my feet, ball of my toes, heel of my foot, sort of that tripod. And my left leg is hovering. Now it could be we just have the big toe on the floor, hovering. Maybe we have the knee high. But how does this right leg feel now? I'm aiming to hold this stance for that 45 seconds, but again, just hold it for as long as you're comfortable doing so. Soft right knee, so my knee's not locked out and I'm not too bent, fairly relaxed. Maybe again, focal point. And notice the foot, how it's working to stabilize you. It might look like it's not doing much, but you'll feel that foot working. And relax. So that was 5 moves in 5 minutes. After the couple of weeks we've had off with a festive break, nice just to gently ease back into things, just to notice how things are, and then we'll continue to build up and progress on that. If you want to join us on that journey for progressing your balance and working it, drop me a message and I can send you all the details about the classes. Or if you'd like the classes on demand, again, we have that option too. Let me know. So have a super day, and I'll be back next week for more 5 moves in 5 minutes for your midlife health, well-being and fitness. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.